This is Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary.
All right, the Mexican nightclub next to my house is rocking, and you know what that means.
It's time for Idiots with Opinions.
That's right, my name is Tuscan.
And my name is probably Todd.
I mean, who's to say? We're just voices whispering at you through the ether of the internet.
That's correct. And we're doing a show thing, I think, right? We're doing this show, right?
I mean, that's what I was told.
Yeah.
Somebody locked us in this room and told us we couldn't come out until we produced acceptable content.
His name was Carl H. Westberg.
Yeah.
But that we'll get to that later. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about some topical topics about things that we've noticed going on in the world today.
Yep.
Things that we find interesting. I don't know if you'll find them interesting, but hopefully you do, because it would be more fun for you.
Yeah.
If you found it interesting than if you didn't.
I mean, if you don't turn it off. You can just play us in the background. You know, you can go about your life. Mm-hmm. You don't have to really listen.
Yeah.
But we get credit whether you are paying attention or not.
Yeah. That's all that really matters. Getting credit.
That's what it's all about.
Today is a special day. Not only is it slightly pitter-pattering on the window outside that you may hear some throughout the coming moments, but also that, you know, it's Todd and Tuscan sharing their idiotic opinions.
Yeah, it's the midnight struggle. We generally like to stay up and do this sort of thing in the middle of the night because that's, I guess, when we decided we are at our best.
Or just the only time we have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another thing, I just want to plug this now because we haven't been plugging this. The idiotic opinions email.
Yes.
If you have any questions, comments, anything you would like us to cover on this wonderful podcast of trickery, please email us at idioticopinions@gmail.com, right? Correct?
Yep, at gmail.com, and I'll check that daily. I'll respond to your email if it is relevant.
If it's not,
you
know what?
Well, if it merits a response, right? You know, because there are some emails where it's just like, here's a story, and that's all it is.
Well, you can still say thank you.
Well, of course I'd say thank you. I'm a polite man, but if there's a question, I'll answer it.
Hopefully,
that's a Fairfield guarantee, and that's what I'm all about.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I will. You don't know. You never know.
I don't know if I gave you the password.
Well,
I gave you the password,
you did.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
The password is...
Don't give them the password.
Okay, well, You shouldn't have asked me.
People might hack our Google account and start posting weird stuff on our YouTube, even though...
It's Tuscan is the best at 123, right?
At you have to include the at sign. Yeah.
At 123 hashtag.
It's so far from what it is.
Hashtag
Thank
pound.
God you read it down.
Hashtag pound hashtag. That's that's the end too.
Yeah.
Hashtag pound hashtag. Anyway.
That's 3 hashtags in a row.
Or it's 3 pounds. What do you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a hashtag of pound.
3 pounds, dude. That's what I had
3
last
pounds.
Night. You know what I'm saying?
That's a currency, Tuscan.
Well, right, but only if you're in the UK, and their money is basically monopoly money, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's all these different colors and different sizes. I can't keep track of it. It's got a queen on it. I think that's outdated. If I haven't already expelled my views on the British state and their use of the monarchy to great lengths and far-reaching offensive themes, let me do it at this time.
How about let's not?
Yeah, no, I don't need to go back there.
In fact, let's talk about the setup of our show today.
My lord, that is my laugh. That just shows you how loud I laugh.
Yeah, you are a loud laugher.
Unnecessarily.
I kind of want to tell. There's a small story about how I once went to a movie theater with Tuscan. It was...
In my defense, it was the funniest scene I've ever seen in my life.
Still to this day?
I mean, it was definitely up there.
So
at the time, I was in a state of mind where I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
It is a scene that is probably not for younger viewers, and we probably shouldn't have been watching it at that time.
We're not going to spoil it, but
yeah,
it was.
It's a great scene in the movie 22 Jump Street. Mm-hmm. I would recommend seeing 21 Jump Street before seeing 22 Jump Street. As it is a sequel to 21 Jump Street. Anyway, we were watching it in
We'll give
theater.
you a hint. If you've seen it, it involves Ice Cube, Jonah Hill, and an unexpected discovery.
Yes.
And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're in a packed theater, and it's me and Tuscan, and it's another friend of ours, Colin Beach. Shout out to Colin Beach.
Woo!
Good guy.
You know what? Colin, I just want to stop you for a second in the middle of your story.
No, please do, because I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say, and I agree with it fully.
Yeah, no, Colin just got into the Air Force.
Yes.
And he just passed his MEPS test, which is an educational sort of psychological test that you have to take before you get into the Air Force, and you have to go through a physical and a written test and all this sort of thing.
And apparently he's not psycho.
Yeah, no, he passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
I can't actually attest to that. Well, all I know is he passed.
That's funny because it's the Air Force.
Yeah, exactly. And he just made his way into the United States Air Force, and so he is going to be an airman. And he and Todd and I are ridiculously proud of our friend.
We are.
He's a good man. And
he's in a group with us called the GMG.
And nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
Except for the three of us. M.
And somewhere far away, Colin is saying G.
Now, what I know is Colin is the best man that I know that could represent our country in a time of war, right? He's a responsible guy, and he knows what he's about. He's going to fight hard. He's gonna pass the physical tests and trials. And he's gonna tough it out because he's a trooper.
That's the kind of guy he is.
He is, and we've known him since birth. We were all there in the room together, in the womb together.
In the womb together. Yeah. We were all in the womb together.
We're not triplets.
Yeah.
Let me expel that rumor right off the bat.
We're all brothers from another's mothers.
So you continue with your story. I just want to shout that
basically,
out real quick.
it's longer than it really has needed to be at this point. But Tuscan saw this scene in this movie, and we're in a packed theater, and it's just me, Tuscan, and the Colin Beach, who we've just been talking about. And Tuscan let out the longest laugh he's given that I've heard in a long time.
It was...
And the entire theater turned to see what the heck was going on. And I pretended not to be associated with Tuscan. Usually I'm very happy to be associated with Tuscan, but this is a moment where I was not wanting to be associated with Tuscan, as he was laughing so loud that it just distracted the entire theater to look at us and wonder why this man had such a loud, obnoxious laugh.
I wish I could control it.
I wish you could do.
Because when it takes me by surprise and I find something truly hilarious, I cannot help but just echo throughout a room. And it hasn't happened for a long time. I mean, what I'm seeing in the audio right there is
that you peaked almost halfway.
I almost got there.
That's peaking.
Well, we got there.
But you didn't peak all the way.
It's not the goal to get there.
No, you don't want to peak.
Well, yeah.
You never want to peak.
Little insider tip.
I haven't even begun to peak.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
So, we've been trying to tell the format of the show for so long.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is eventually, we'll get to it.
At one point or another.
At one point or another within the next couple moments, as the rain pitter-patters against the window and the Mexican nightclub pumps the jams, we will be sharing with you some of these stories that we've found, and I don't know Tuscan's story.
I don't know Todd's story either.
And so that's just what makes it interesting, because we're just this is all raw.
Yeah, and one of us is discovering this story alongside you. Yes. Or maybe if you're an internet troll, maybe not troll. Troll's not the right word. But
an internet guru,
an internet surfer, a frequenter of certain sites,
especially the news sites.
You might have already heard of this, of any of the things we're about to tell you, but even if you have,
you probably haven't, because I know. I mean, there's a few that I've talked about that I've heard from multiple sources that are a little bit more mainstream, but for the most part, most of them I think that we've talked about here are not widely talked about. So
yeah, this is not the sort of thing that you're going to see on CNN, Fox News, ABC,
definitely
CNN.
Not. But it really does. It is a window into the psyche of human nature.
Oh yeah, I mean there are crazy people everywhere.
Oh yeah,
right, and they're all about doing the wildest, the craziest, and the most obscene things that a man or woman or gender non-binary human can possibly come up with. Mm-hmm. You know, these are things that delve into the realm of human possibility and just the screwed up nature of who we are deep down, because we can all relate to these people, right? To a certain extent. And at some point they cross a line that every single one of us in the rational world has to say, you know, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What could possibly be going through your head right now?
Yeah, exactly. There's also, you know, just people who are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a story. Can I share it?
Yeah, go for it.
This actually involves Colin.
Okay.
This show is about Colin. This episode is dedicated to Colin Beach.
And another individual who we'll mention.
Yeah, we'll mention later. He's also, definitely need to give credit to him. Carl H. West.
We got 2 dedications here.
But, so, a long time ago, oh gosh, was I in middle school, I believe?
Probably
I don't know.
in middle school.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff happens in middle school.
Oh, all the drama.
Oh, yeah. All the interesting things that should make news. And, anyway, so, Colin used to have this 4-wheeler. And you've ridden on it, right?
Oh yeah, of course. He had a brilliant 4-wheel trail through the back of his yard. He had like this. His backyard opens up to this spacious field. Yeah. Where you can ride around with the utmost freedom.
It's just overgrown plants.
Yeah.
And things.
It's a ton of fun.
And so he just used to ride around with a 4-wheeler. His neighborhood had a lot of little areas where you could go. There was one place in a certain area where if you gunned it hard enough and you were Colin, you could get some pretty big air. You could
because Colin is the most daring of the 3 of us.
Maybe.
Definitely.
I don't know, because he doesn't like climb buildings. He's definitely done a lot of stuff. Yeah. I think we're all pretty equal in daringness.
That's fair. I don't want to discount any of us.
No.
At that level.
I don't think... I think we're all pretty equally daring. But he's definitely... I mean, I will say, it's pretty daring to be in the Air Force, so... I'll give him that.
I'll give him the credit for that one.
That's definitely... We'll say that. Anyway, if you're Colin and you go up this little hill thing and you have enough speed, you can hit a pretty big jump. So Colin and I are riding around on his 4-wheeler, and he turns to me and he says, "Hey, you want to try and go up this really big jump?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure, let's do it." No doubt.
Try anything once.
Yeah. Well,
not meth.
Not meth.
Meth is where you draw the line, folks.
I don't think meth is where you draw the line.
But meth is over the line.
Meth is definitely you've gone too far.
We can negotiate the line off.
But then again, I will say, hey, if you're out there and you're listening and you're on meth, you know what? I still love you.
There's hope for you.
Yeah.
You can stop.
You can. I mean, it's hard, but you can stop.
And you should stop.
It's not.
And you know you should stop.
Yeah, probably.
You should definitely stop.
Yeah, stop.
This is your wake-up call.
Mm-hmm. This isn't even a podcast. This is literally the voices in your head.
This whole thing was a setup
just
to get you, Jerry Anderson.
Jerry Anderson, we're talking to you, Jerry Anderson. Stop. Put down the meth pipe right now.
You're smoking too much, and we know it. We've seen into your psyche. We know who you are. We know where you live.
Is it family friendly to talk about drugs if you're telling people to stop and to not do them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All the kids out there, if there are young children out there,
that's what I think.
You should know the word meth, and you should associate it with bad feelings.
Well, you shouldn't associate it with bad feelings.
Yes, you should.
No, I think what you should, the way that people should teach in schools is say, hey, drugs are made to make you feel great. They're supposed to make you feel amazing, and that's the problem. They will make you only want to chase that high, and once you hit the first high, it's just going to be something that you're just going to keep wanting to chase, and you're never going to get there again. And you're going to waste so much of your life
and money.
You're
going to be a po man.
I will say I'm an advocate for clean living. I don't think you should be partaking in those things.
I use a mop and a vacuum.
Yeah.
I like my apartment to be clean, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it.
That's our views on that. But we are idiots. But hopefully that's not an idiotic opinion.
No, that's a rational.
That's
opinion.
a rational opinion,
and that's coming from two idiots. But we believe that's a rational opinion. For
yes.
the first time in our lives, we are willing to admit that is an intelligent opinion.
So back to this story about Colin.
So you go up this jump.
So we go up this jump. We're
together.
Yeah.
So he's on the back of and you're driving.
No, he's driving.
Okay.
Because he knows where this is.
So you're riding the seat, right?
The back seat. Yeah.
Well, it's called the derogatory term for a female dog.
We don't need to say that.
I'm just saying that's what it's called in general accepted nomenclature.
I've never heard that.
Have you never heard that?
Never heard.
Even on a motorcycle, it's called the seat.
I have never heard that.
All right. Well, whatever.
I've just heard it being the back seat.
All right.
But whatever. It's no harm sitting there.
No, it's not. It's just for a...
Yeah, so we're driving around, and what Colin didn't realize at this point was, I think he'd only gone up this jump by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's another person with you, it turns out that's double the weight you usually have on a four-wheeler. But, I was thinking, oh, he's done this before. He knows what's going on. And so we go up this hill, and we don't make it.
No.
We're too weighed down because of my fat butt, and the hill is so inclined that the front wheel starts tipping too far backward.
Yeah. And
so Colin realizes that this isn't the right thing to happen. He's like, oh, this is wrong. So he jumps off.
So you're alone.
So I'm alone in the back seat, but I can't really move sideways.
My lord.
I move backwards. So I move backwards and I roll back, and right behind me is the four-wheeler, and it lands right on top of me.
Painful.
I don't know why I'm sharing this story, because this is very personal, and I haven't told a lot of people this story, but I think this is hilarious. So, it's just a tragedy plus time is comedy. So
absolutely.
So this four-wheeler's landed on me, and it's still going, still running. And Colin gets up and asks, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And right about that time when I answered him that I was fine, I realized that there was a certain sensation that I was not used to feeling.
Oh, boy.
Apparently what had happened was in the craziness, the four-wheeler had fallen on top of me in a way that the exhaust pipe went straight up my butt. And so it's blowing hot air, like scalding metal against my butt. And that's when I feel, this needs to get off now. No, I'm not okay with this anymore. I was fine, but I'm not okay with it anymore.
No.
So then I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. No, get it off. And so Colin finally pulls it off in his brute strength, because he's just a monster. He's just
monster
pure
down, baby.
Muscle, and he just heroically lifts this off of me like an insane person. And I get out of the way, and later on I told him the reason why I wanted him to get it off me was that I had an exhaust pipe up my butt.
Yeah.
It wasn't up my butt, but
it was in the
vicinity of my butt.
Yeah.
So it wasn't comfortable, and for about a week it hurt to sit down because I had a burn on the cheeks.
Did you ever do tow mode with Colin?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, I did.
The tow mode hill. So what we did is this is a brief story. I'm just going to go through this really quick. So what he had a four-wheeler, but he also had this golf cart, right? Long ago when we were sometime in high school. And what we would do is we would take it out to a hill nearby his house, and we would release we would take it out of gear, right? So if you're driving a car, it's like putting it in neutral and taking your foot off the brake and just letting it roll down a hill. And you've got no brakes, you've got no gas, you've got no way to slow yourself down, and you're just in a full tilt down this hill. No protective equipment, no precautionary measures, no regard for our general safety, well-being, or anything of the sort.
If we haven't mentioned, if it hasn't gotten through yet, we shouldn't be alive.
No, I mean we have done some stupid stunts in our time.
We are truly idiots. I mean, with opinions.
If the point has not gotten across by this point,
we are idiots. Then let us say once more, we're idiots.
So we
shouldn't be alive.
We get to the bottom of the hill, and I'm telling you, this is a steep hill, and we go. I mean, it's what, like 200 feet?
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, probably.
And you go down this hill, and you finally hit this divot in the grassy knolls that are this. It used to be a golf course many ages ago, but now it's just abandoned and overgrown. And so you hit this divot in the road, and you fly up, and you are airborne in a golf cart that was never meant to leave the ground.
Yeah, this was the golf cart, not the four-wheeler.
Right, not the golf, not the four-wheeler, but the golf cart. And you are suddenly airborne, and it was probably one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, going down that hill with no control over what I was doing. And luckily, every single time we landed it perfectly, no harm bodily or mentally. But man, was that an exhilarating rush. So we should probably get on to the actual point of this podcast. Would you like to share your story first? Shall I? I feel like I have an underwhelming story, so I should probably go first. Okay. So there's a man in Round Rock Middle School. Oh. And
where's this at?
I couldn't tell you exactly where this is. This is from Grisham Middle School student. It's from I guess from Round Rock. I couldn't tell you the state, but it's from sometime earlier this year. It actually happened on Pi Day 2018.
Ooh.
Or it was published Pi Day 2018.
I see.
It was this child, and he was in a middle school. And he decided that the best thing he could do, I don't know what influenced this kid, but he decided to order a stripper to his middle school to come and perform for his student body.
Oh, wow.
And upon realizing this, I mean, he went on the phone, he ordered this, he paid with a credit card. The credit card was probably associated with a parent, somebody who was of age to order a stripper. And this stripper's thinking, middle of the day. I mean, it's between probably 8 a.m. and 3 p.m.
This must
when
be...
schools are in session.
This would be so sad for the stripper.
So the stripper is going to a weird daytime venue. And she pulls up to the venue. I'm assuming it's a she. I don't know that it's a she. I don't even know if the kid was male. But these are gender assumptions that I'm making based on stereotypes about the stripping industry. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is a female stripper. Shows up at the middle school, and upon realizing that the address she was given was a middle school, she does not enter the building. As one should not, as a stripper.
Definitely.
You should never go into a middle school
intending to strip.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, that has no it's first of all, it's illegal.
Yeah.
I think.
It should be.
I mean, it's a government building, right?
Yeah.
And nudity is not permitted.
I was arrested last time I did that.
Well, you remember Ryan.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not going to go any further into that, but...
Well, I mean, everyone's mooned people.
There was a man named Ryan who mooned our entire choir class in high school.
I think that's a harmless act.
He definitely got suspended for it.
Yeah, but...
it's a victimless act.
Yeah.
He had a nice butt.
That's the perfect time for a fraudulent slip. But
I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the butt. It was a victimless butt.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Freudian.
Yeah. Is what I meant.
No, I know. So anyway, I mean, that's the extent. There's not a lot. Well, like I said, it's kind of an underwhelming story because that's really the extent of the article. She showed up around 11:30 a.m. which is far too early for any human being to be ordering a stripper. Let me just say.
Yeah.
Like, traditionally, when one orders a stripper, one is probably drinking, and one should probably not be drinking at 11:30 in the morning, nor should one be enjoying the pleasures of a dancing woman at this time of day. Right? This is a nighttime activity. And there's no real difference between day and night, but things just seem more scandalous.
I have a question about this story.
Yeah.
Did she still get paid?
Oh yeah, he paid with a credit card, so it was prepaid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're living in a time where you have to give a stripper money, cash, when they show up. You know, it's the sort of thing where you put the money in and they show up no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I believe they get a base pay. I don't know how the stripping industry works. Do you know anything about the stripping?
Tuscan, you are the one who researched this story. I am not.
I imagine that people in this industry rely heavily on tips in order to make their living. And when you live in a tipped industry, you want to provide a high quality for your work, whether that be bringing people drinks and making sure their food order is right, or taking off your clothes in such a provocative manner that people decide to give you money.
Yes.
Which is how that entire industry works.
We keep saying that we're family friendly, but really, are we?
I mean, you know,
I think we are. If you've got kids, if your kids listening right now, you know, have a conversation with your parents about stripping.
Ask your parents about stripping.
Yeah. And
what it can mean for you.
It'll pay off college.
Oh yeah. If you want to be a stripper in college, I discourage it. But you'll make bank. If you're confident enough in your self-esteem.
Well, dude, I don't know. I couldn't strip.
You gotta be good.
I'm lanky. I'm a noodle.
Well, you gotta be. I
also don't know how to dance.
Neither of us can dance.
Neither of us can dance.
We are terrible dancers. I mean, we were. And this is a bit of an embarrassing fact, but both of us were in show choir when we were in high school. You know, it's the singing and the dancing, and you wear a suit and you go out and perform. And listen, our show choir was good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan. We were good.
Yeah, we were good. Back in our day.
We got a new choir director at our old high school.
We're not going to talk about it. He's probably a good guy. I haven't seen.
I'm sure he's
I haven't seen any of the new stuff.
I haven't either. And my brother's in it. I'm sure he's amazing.
Yeah.
Right. My brother's a great guy, and I'm sure he's carrying the entire choir right now. He's a far better dancer. He knows how to move his body
than you and me.
Saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him get down, get jiggy with it?
No, I've never even been around him when music's been played. Actually, that's a lie because. We were listening to Johnny Cash the other night, but he wasn't you can't really dance to Johnny Cash unless you're.
Oh yeah, you can.
Line dancing.
Boom, 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 boom.
We're not gonna sing. No, we're not gonna sing, Tuscan.
No, I'm not gonna sing.
You were singing. You literally just were singing.
All right, fine.
Let the record show. You're gonna be a liar.
Let the record show that was a bass beat,
dude.
Not a singing.
Do you think that a liar comes from the term liar?
As in a lie?
Yeah.
Somebody? No, I don't.
A liar?
I think
lawyer? It's the exact same thing.
And especially if you're from the Northeast, and you say lawyer as lawyer, and you say liar as lawyer.
You're wicked smart and you're a lawyer.
You come at me with that stuff, all right? You come over here, you lied to me. You're a lawyer.
You're a lawyer.
All right, yeah. I mean, they sound similar phonetically, but I believe they come from different Latin roots. I don't know that. But I
bet you're right, but that's just an opinion.
To quote,
an idiotic opinion.
To quote, I believe it's Philip DeFranco, it might be somebody else. Why use facts when you can use your opinions as your facts? Why do research? What is the quote?
Not a sponsor, by the way.
Why would he be? He's a creator himself.
I know.
Quick little plug for Philly D. Good guy. No, if you haven't heard of him.
No plugs. No plugs for anyone except for us.
We've delved into quite a sphere here.
No plugs. Should I talk about my story?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a story.
Yeah,
so mine's pretty lighthearted. Mine is just kind of weird, but also just kind of shows there's good people out in the world.
I don't believe you.
There are. That's my opinion. But this guy, just reading this article, it warmed my heart for no reason, because it's not even a heartwarming story. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But just listening to how he talks about it, I don't know. He seemed like a nice guy.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
So basically, the idea is this man took a selfie with every single blue Postal Service mailbox in the city of Seattle for no reason.
First of all, that I'm seeing an image on your screen that doesn't look like a selfie. That looks like a normal picture.
I think that's a news thing, but I did see a picture where he had a selfie stick.
Okay.
And was taking pictures with them.
I will believe that a lot of them were selfies. Mm-hmm. If not all of them.
But yeah, for the older listeners out there, a selfie is not just a picture of yourself.
And for the younger listeners out there, people used to go to these mailboxes, right? And there were these little half spherical. What would you even call them? They're like these little
semicircles on top of rectangles.
Yeah, and they're blue. They've got a little eagle on them. And
wow, the rain is really coming down.
Yeah, so if you can hear the rain, just ignore it. It might be
doesn't
soothing.
Exist.
A little ASMR action for that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But what you would do is you'd take a piece of paper and you'd wrap it in an envelope and you'd put it into this mailbox, right?
Yeah.
And
Dustin, you're explaining this looking at me.
And a human man would come along and take the mail out of the box and bring it physically to the person to whom you'd like to send it.
Yeah. Well, I don't send letters.
No, nobody sends letters.
Nobody sends letters.
I send Christmas cards once a year.
Getting letters is one of the most amazing things now, though.
It feels good.
I mean, it always was, but now it's even more amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare.
It gives you this more... It's like getting a singing telegraph was in the past.
I don't think... No, I've never wanted a singing telegraph.
I feel like I'd be very uncomfortable receiving a singing telegraph.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit there and indulge a performer that's standing in your doorway, and you didn't want them there.
Yeah, imagine if that was a stripper that showed up at a middle school.
They'd probably start taking your clothes off.
Oh, your clothes off?
I mean,
okay.
Depends on the stripper, you know.
Anyway, so family friendly. Here we are, guys. This is family friendly. I promise. We're still working out the kinks of idiots with opinions, and it's gonna be good. I promise. So yeah, this guy. Let me just read this to you. His reasons for taking pictures of mailboxes. He said, mailboxes stay put. They take direction beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Some are happy because they're very dutiful civil servants.
Okay.
Mailboxes are built to be outdoors. Here's this mailbox inside, in a hallway, in a mall, and it just reminded me of a caged bird, he said. It makes no political statement, no social statement, and he said some people might consider this art. I don't know. And he said, it's the most meaningless thing I've ever done.
Even he admits the ridiculousness
that this is meaningless
of his action. 300 mailboxes?
Yeah. 346.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's too many. And mailboxes all kind of look the same.
They're exactly the same.
I mean, they all got their dents and divots.
Yeah. Their little personalities.
Their personalities, but
yeah.
They're all pretty much the same. And taking a selfie with them there's better things you can do with your life. Well, I mean, what if you took a selfie with some fire hydrants? Mm-hmm. That'd be good.
That'd be an endeavor, though. There's a fire hydrant on every block.
Yeah, that would be a lot more.
I mean, doesn't matter what city you're in. You're looking at a real time commitment there.
Yeah, but that would be something impressive.
Absolutely.
If you want to make the news, go start taking pictures of yourself next to every single fire hydrant that you see.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need them. The world needs fire hydrants.
The world apparently needs selfies. That's an incorrect statement.
I would imagine that there is a form of art that features quite a few mailboxes. Wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
I mean,
art is everywhere. Art is a mailbox.
It's all around us.
It's in us. It lives and breathes us.
That seems erotic.
No, you're making everything in this episode erotic.
I'm sorry. I don't know what
have to be Tuscan.
It has to go there.
It doesn't.
That's the next logical step.
It doesn't.
But yeah, no, art is everywhere, and the people that can see it in ordinary everyday objects are visionaries. And sometimes they're a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Always nuts. I mean, there's not a single brilliant artist out there.
That's not completely crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Picasso cut out his ear, cut off his ear.
That's Van Gogh.
Well,
You're
Picasso
right.
made really weird looking dudes.
Yeah, he did.
He made Guernica, which is a beautiful painting. I went to actually see this in Madrid, right? And there was an art museum that I went to with a good friend of mine in Madrid while we were there. And there was a giant, I mean, absolutely enormous painting done by Pablo Picasso sometime in the, I believe it was the 1940s, maybe even the 30s. But it was right after the Spanish Civil War, or during the Spanish Civil War. And it was intended to depict the chaos and the horrors and the darkness that the Spanish Civil War caused across the nation. And the statement that it makes, I mean, you see a JPEG of it. You can Google this. Guernica, it's just a beautiful painting, first of all. But when you see it in person, it takes up the wall of an entire room. And it's probably 8 feet tall and 20 feet long. I mean, it's just an enormous painting. And you can stand there for 10 minutes and just take this whole thing in and see new things everywhere you look.
Suskin, we should paint something.
I think it would be terrible.
I think it would be amazing. I think we should start finger painting.
Oh, yeah? We should bring back finger painting as a real form of art. We should really put that into the public sphere.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to this girl the other day about pottery, because she makes pottery, and it is insane the amount of skill that you have to have, and the amount of skill that the people back before a lot of the modern technology that we have today, how much skill that all takes. Because she was talking about how when she has to put all of her stuff in the kiln, and if one thing is put the wrong way, then it will explode and ruin all of the other projects in the kiln.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there's just certain you have to really know all the chemistry of all the different artifacts, or all the different types of material that you're working with. And they all like do different things in different heats and different durations. It's just amazing. It was a very interesting conversation.
When I was in middle school, I made a fish.
Yeah.
Do you remember making
I made
a
fish? Yeah, and I made a fish, and it was actually a fish for my fish. I put it in my fish tank, and it was hollow, and my fish could swim in and out of it.
That's pretty cool. I made one that was a cow. I put little cow spots on it. I painted it purple. I really just had fun with it.
I painted mine purple because it was for my beta fish, Bart.
Bart. Is Bart still around?
No.
When did he die?
So I don't know when he was born. We help out with this special needs prom, which is an amazing organization called Prom, PROM, providing real opportunities and memories, I believe. And it should be a national thing, but I mean they've only had this stuff where I'm from. And anyway, they set up these huge proms for all of the people with mental and physical disabilities in our area. And people come from all over, and they just have a wonderful time. It's amazing. Anyway, one of the themes one year had to do with I think it was Under the Sea, maybe. I don't know. It was fancy.
Just like in Back to the Future, the Under the Sea ball.
Probably. Yeah. And they had at each table, each table had a single beta fish in the middle of this as a centerpiece.
Wow.
And they were going to flush them all down the toilet because we couldn't do anything with them.
They didn't know what to provide.
Yeah,
where to provide them with a home.
No one would take them, and they were from the pet store, and they were probably not going to have a long life expectancy anyway.
That's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, very sad. Anyway, we took one of them. We named him Bart. He lived for 2+ years after that, which shouldn't have happened, because they thought that he wasn't going to make it past like a couple more months.
Yeah.
And he lived past 2 years. And he learned how to jump. You've seen that, right? You saw that?
I think so, yeah. When you'd hold a piece of food over the water.
You'd hold a piece of food over the water and he'd jump for it. He'd do tricks.
That's pretty cool.
He was a really cool fish.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we got another fish. My mom really missed Bart. So she bought another
Your mom
fish.
is a very sentimental human.
She's a wonderful person.
Yeah. If we haven't mentioned Todd's mom enough on this show,
yeah.
Here's another addition.
So many people. We should just start a list of just all the people that we really appreciate.
Yeah.
On this show.
Oh yeah.
Who's somebody that you appreciate?
Well, Carl Westberg's up there, but
yeah,
we'll save him.
Yeah, we'll save him. He's probably at the top.
I mean, my mom, obviously. Your mom's
wonderful.
She makes some of the best food I've ever had in my life. She's this.
My mom's a great cook as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had your mom's food quite a few times. Mm-hmm. She's made us popcorn when we're watching movies. I know, but she puts this hot sauce in it.
Yeah.
And it's tasty.
She makes good homemade popcorn.
Yes, she does.
But that's not even close to the good stuff that she
yeah, I've sat down for family dinners with you and your family. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Always.
And I've sat down to family dinners with your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good stuff.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you and I don't want to insert gender roles into our podcast, but if you're a parent, a mother or a father, get good at cooking.
I want to get good at cooking.
I do too.
I suck.
I'm decent. I'm okay. I made myself a cheeseburger last night, and it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I put this really hot sauce on it that Todd tried. Mm-hmm. It is a butt-burning sauce.
My roommates...
I don't know if you've gotten there yet.
Oh yeah. That's a good... That was very hot sauce.
It comes out the other side quite a... Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. But my roommates are amazing cooks. Really? I am the worst cook of my roommates, and it's really...
My roommate is a terrible cook.
Yeah.
He fancies himself a great cook, and he really likes to... But then he just leaves the frying pan out there, not having washed it. He'll leave the dirty plates in the sink, and he'll be like, "What? I made food. I offered you some. Why don't you clean up after me?" I don't like him. I don't like this guy.
You think he'll will listen to this podcast?
I really hope so. I want this to be the first time he learns that I don't like him, because I'm not good at telling people I don't like them. I'm a nice guy. I like to be accommodating. I like to reach rational conclusions and get along with people.
Yeah.
But this guy, man, I find a hard time getting along with him. It's a chore, day in and day out. I have to find new ways.
I've heard some stories, and he doesn't seem like the best person.
No, he's not.
But you know what? I'm not gonna make any judgments.
I know
I've
made my judgments.
Yeah, but I've never met him, so I can't really speak. But what was I gonna say? My roommates.
Oh yeah.
My roommate Alan he'll every so often make these wonderful crescent rolls and offer all of us these crescent rolls. He's an amazing human. He always wears orange.
Interesting.
Every day of his life for like 7 years, he's worn an article of clothing that has been orange.
That's too much. That's like Nathan Orahan.
Yeah, I know. He reminds me a lot of Nathan.
Just because of the orange?
Not just because of the orange, but because they have similar music tastes. They have similar mannerisms. But Alan is just an amazing person. My roommate Matt also makes a lot of really good looking food. Makes chicken parmesan that looked really good the other day. Good pasta looking stuff.
Well, pasta's not tough to.
Yeah, I know, but
he
it smells so good. So
I like a good cook, man. I'm looking for that in my significant other, whether it be any creature in the world. I want them to be able to make me food.
And you should be able to make them food as well.
Yeah, no, I want to return the favor.
Yeah, no, me too. I completely agree.
It's not a one-sided thing. I want them to cook for me. I want to cook for them, and I want that to be that is a love language for me. Is food, because if you can make delicious food that we can both enjoy together over a candlelight table, I'm happy.
It'd be a really interesting date.
What's that?
So what if one person made the other person food and vice versa?
That would be interesting.
That'd be a really cool date.
I'm gonna stick that in the logbook, because that needs to be like an once you're going steady. Once you've got real relationship going, because you don't want to be doing that on like a first date.
No,
if you don't know this person too well.
Be like, hey, make me food and I'm gonna make you food.
Yeah.
And they might be like, well, you might suck.
You want to know this
I
person.
Suck. Yeah. You kind of gotta.
You have to have the same interest too.
You have to at least understand their cooking abilities.
Right.
I believe.
There are a lot of qualifications for this date, but I think
it's a good date.
Under the right conditions, this is a great date.
Thank you.
This is a great idea. And I think this is where we're going to put in our dedication. I would like to dedicate this episode not only to Colin Beach, but also to Carl Westberg.
Carl H. Westberg.
Our hero. The H stands for hero.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It also stands for Hiroshima.
No.
Probably not. Where he was born.
That's a terrible, terrible thing.
Well, it was late 1945 when he was born. It was after the bomb.
That's not good.
It was post-bomb.
That's not good. I'm gonna cut this out. The H stands for hero, and he's that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It could not possibly stand for anything else, because that's the only person who he is. And father figure to the both of us. He gifted us with all the equipment that we needed to create this podcast.
Do you remember that one time when he sat us down and he was going to talk to us about making this podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And he said some really inspiring things, and he gave us a couple things. He gave me a pocket watch,
mm-hmm.
and inside it was just a picture of Bill Hader.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
He gave me a lighter that could allow me to extinguish lights from nearby sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a great.
He also gave me the power of intuition.
Yeah, I can read minds.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that works?
No.
Okay, well, that was close.
But he also, he sat us down, said, I think that you two need to go forth and do things. And we thought, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Wow, that was, I don't know if you could tell, but we said that at the same time.
That's the power of intuition right there.
That's the power of a good time.
Mm-hmm. Duracell. Not a sponsor.
Is that
No,
the slogan?
That's not the slogan for Duracell at all. Duracell keeps going. No, that's Energizer.
That's Energizer. It's got the bunny that never stops.
We're thinking of that's the power of the Home Depot.
That's the power of the Home Depot.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So thanks. In all seriousness, thank you, Carl Westberg. Wonderful person.
And thank you, everybody out there, for listening to us rant on about God knows what for the last hour. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely lost to me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You should not remember it. I hope you don't remember it.
Well,
it scarred me.
It's out of my life.
Hopefully it didn't scar any listeners at home. But it's all your fault. And
it's my fault?
Yeah, it's all your fault and you're an idiot.
I'll take it. Well, so are you.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week